Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Doll Business, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing some Monster High newness, a line a lot of us were excited for, including myself. The Scary Sweet Birthday collection. I have all four of them. Don't have Claudine yet from the playset, but I did order her. These are going in and out of stock on Amazon. I believe that's one of the only places you can buy them in the US, and that's where I purchased them. So that's what we'll be looking at in today's review, and we're going to start with one of my favorite characters, Frankie. And I purchased two of Frankie because I also really liked the gloves that they're wearing and thought this could work for sleeves for any outfit if I had two of them. So stay tuned. I'm trying a slightly new setup, but it is rocking the tripod, and I think I'm out of frame. Alright, this is not going to work. This setup is so makeshift. I have my phone, then a ring light, then the iPad, and I'm trying to go behind the phone, click the record button, and if you don't hit the right exact area, it doesn't work, and then you're clicking it, and then you change the brightness, then you change the photo setting, and then, yeah. So, okay, so I need a new camera setup because this is massively inefficient. I'd like a ring light, maybe with the camera. If anybody else has a setup, maybe could you make a video of what your setup is or give me some tips? Because this is not enjoyable. So really liked, let's switch to something enjoyable. I really liked the Scary Sweet Birthday, which I will want to refer to it as Sweet 1600, which is the original sort of line that it's referencing. Again, really like the cage elements and the accoutrements they come with. Cleo's gloves here. I was really excited for Cleo. She may seem the most basic of the bunch to some. I like pretty much everything she comes with except for the god-awful 2012 bump it she has in her hair. What? And I think the character most people were really excited about that I was kind of like, was Cupid. It could be cool. I didn't have a Cupid. I did like the character from Monster High, but here I really just see Cyndi Lauper, and the face is like shiny, and there's just so much hairspray, and doesn't really look as neat as the prototype doll. I think the curls could have been done a lot differently and neater. I don't know if this is saran. I think you can probably get straws and hair gel and do that sort of straw curling method and make this look quite pretty, and I'll probably do something like that, but this also prevented me from wanting to get multiple Cupids because she kind of looks like a mess. Also, the colors, probably my least favorite of the bunch because there's like warm tone reds and cool tone pinks, and it kind of clashes, not in a pleasant way. And like you'll see the accessories, there's just so many tones of pink that are warm and cool, and they contrast in a way that looks unintentional. Then I have my other Frankie, and some of these pieces of hair had me a little nervous, thinking, is that poly? I don't know. Then we have Draculaura, who we looked at already. Really like pretty much everything about the outfit here. And I'm thinking full articulation. I like the presentation. Okay, so it does say Sweet 1600 in the background over here. So, okay, cool. I thought, where was I getting some of this? And also on the invitation. So you can maybe interchange them. The back of the box gives a little bit of the party. You don't really get a character bio for anybody. Here's the artwork. It looks like Darko to me, but I'm not the best at distinguishing some of his art styles, and there's a lot of art that looks like his now from Monster High, but at least it's not some of the ones that had like really bad box art, like some of the early Lagunas, for example, or Claudine, where it all looks like kind of cartoonish. I do like this. Hopefully Mattel's not using their there's like a hair sticking out on the side there. Hopefully Mattel's not using AI art for some of these, but given some of those budget cuts, they may be. The only thing that kind of stands out, again, maybe not in the most smooth way, is this little present, which looks super cheap and graphically doesn't match the rest. It looks like something I'd see in a Microsoft Word report from 2001, maybe. Enough. Look, I know Claudine's supposed to be the flagship character of G3, but in my mind, sometimes it's still Frankie. Let's start with them. I also like that most of this line looks pretty consistent, like they're all from the same line, and you can kind of tell that by the cage skirt details. The box is a little different than the average Monster High box in that it lifts off from the bottom. You could probably keep it all one piece if you don't lift it all the way off, like I did, and rip the top. And if you want to keep the cardboard backing, you should also get a pair of crappy kitchen scissors to free Frankie and keep the background intact. I'll fast forward this, but even still, you could see it's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of patience to free your toy. A lot of security in here. Almost overkill. And then we have these plastic T-ties. Everyone's nemesis. No, please no. Okay, the hair is thankfully saran. And we also have this kind of cool balloon accessory. My first impressions, haven't opened the Frankie. Really like this outfit. The color harmony is strong. It's really cute. I think it's pretty representative of the character. I could see G1 Frankie also wearing this dress. The balloon, I feel like it might be hard to pose, but okay. Let's look back at the outfit. Really love this glove detail, and again, that's why I purchased two, for the idea to have these removable gloves. I love that. The head is also very soft and squishy, so this would be an excellent doll for people who like to reroute. Something I always like to keep in mind. The hair's decent. It could use some more plugs in the back though. And the shoes, very cool. These almost look like G1 Frankie shoes, and this Frankie also has the chest articulation, which is a perk, in my opinion, and the cage skirt just has a sort of buckle in the back. And if we take it off, we see this. I would like this more without this other piece on the side. I don't love the asymmetry. I know it's part of Frankie's motif, but this dress would look very cute without that. Let's take a closer look at the accessories. We have the cage skirt, which has these like frosting type of roses. It's all kind of dessert themed, I suppose, in a way that also ties this line together, if we go back to that storyline. So the cage skirt and the dessert motif, so sort of like Victorian, perhaps, but more like, I guess, predating that with Marie Antoinette vibes, something like that. I could see these dolls being described that way. So we have this gift, which is a little bracelet. Some of these like purses are kind of cool, but the fact that they're only printed on one side is not enjoyable for me. For anyone curious, the gloves have a little plastic topper, but they're easy to remove. And the dress is just Velcro in the back, not lined. And thankfully it doesn't stain the doll. Black fabric sometimes does, so just be on the lookout for that. For anyone curious, the head tone matches the body tone. I've seen Frankie's where they don't. And we also have this very cool hot pink leg. I always like to show the doll this way as well, because sometimes you don't really know what you're getting, and then you have to look on eBay and just double check all the articulation and all that jazz. And for anyone out there like me who wanted to see Frankie with the 2 gloves, this is how the dress or outfit would look. And of course you can put these sleeves on other garments as well. It's an accessory I really like having in my collection, so I'm thankful for that. And like any good doll collector, buying 2 of something, I'm going to give you a comparison. Screenings are pretty decent, no pixelation. It's just that one doll has more artfully or carefully applied blush than the other, so look out for that. Before we continue, we'll look at that weird prototype stock photo image where the dolls are in box, but they look quite... There's like different changes from here to actual production. It's just kind of weird that they're in box in this photo setup. We usually don't have that. They'd be out of box. Let's switch gears and look at Cupid, a highly anticipated character from this series. I loved G1 Cupid. Thought it was kind of interesting that the character ended up in Ever After High, but also kind of weird because it wasn't really explained. My reaction upon opening this doll is there's some things I like, but really the color harmony is out of whack. There's a lot of strangely contrasting tones that don't feel well thought out, and the doll almost feels like too much going on all at one time. One of the reasons I was so excited to see Cupid is she's a G1 character introduced in a G3 line where we still don't have G3 media ongoing, so it kind of gives me hope that we could see other G1 fan favorites or characters I really like Scare Screams and Invisibility. G1 had a large array of characters. Some of them were very interesting, some of them were story rich. Would love to hear from you in the comments which characters you would love to see in G3. Another thing I love is this little inclusion of the name badge. That's really cool. And I know a lot of fans like to collect some of the art, so I appreciate that perk. Like that all these doll lines get their own custom logo. Really love the attention to detail there. Don't love that, again, that the purses are only printed on one side. Feels rather like a buzzkill as you interact with some of the accessories. I like this arrow purse holder situation. And some of the other accessories are, I guess, just okay. We'll look through them. There's some makeup. Each doll having a custom invitation with a handwritten looking font is also a really cool touch. I imagine that's probably a nightmare when you translate it into all the other different languages, but it's really kind of neat. And here we have Cupid herself, and yeah, the hair is just a giant mess. It reminds me of like a stuffed animal you might see at Goodwill where all the fur is matted. Articulation is nice. She's fully jointed. The legs are a cool detail. I would also appreciate it, like many other fans have called out, if we had the hands the same way. Then we have these earrings. For me, the colors just really contrast on this doll a lot. There's like even multiple different tones of gold. There's some neat things, but this could have been a lot better. Happy to see the character, but just not exactly the thrill that I expected. The wings do snap on and off, which is a really cool touch, and probably less likely to lose them because it's one set. What do you think? I would love to hear from you. Are you someone who picked up Cupid? Are you really happy with the doll? Let me know. I also don't love this one-piece romper. I usually like that type of thing, but this just really looks not very pleasant. It's kind of like the proportions are off and the shorts are too baggy. Now, this is just my opinion, but as much as I wanted to love Cupid here, she's the dud of the series. Feel free to disagree. Again, that is just my take on this. Here we have Draculaura, and I feel like this doll is going to be an iconic Draculaura. Really reminds me of some of the G1 stylings. I could see this one being a big collector's hit years from now. The color scheme is very much Draculaura, what you would expect. I think it's really well executed. I also have one with really neat bangs, which if you've seen other reviews, you cannot take that for granted. I shopped on Amazon, so I didn't get to pick these out in person, but if I was to do that, I would say look carefully at the hairstyles. I believe the hair is saran, but it feels very dry. It reminds me of the road trip Draculaura and Claudine, which people said was saran, but I really don't know. The hair feels kind of crunchy. I love these gloves with the sort of extending part in the back. I'm really glad they were fully black and don't look like the weird stock photos we saw earlier where the dolls were in boxes and some sort of prototype. I don't really know what that was. It was quite odd. So I think these gloves would be great for really any accessory set. So a lot of reusability here. Again, the hair is not what I wanted, but I think I can curl and fix that. It just feels really messy at the ends for some reason, but the bangs are what I was looking for, and that's pretty important. If you're someone like me, you want to see the dolls in all the different permutations. So this is what she looks like without the cage skirt on. It's a pretty cute dress. Looks, again, very iconic or signature for Draculaura. And here we have that crunchy hair. A good part is these dolls can wear the other dolls' accessories, like this neck piece from Draculaura. We'll take a quick look at the accessories. This was Cupid's. I just forgot to show it. So we have this perfume bottle. Draculaura has this cute box with a bracelet in it. Then she has her purse, which is printed on the front and back, okay. The invitation, a fan, which could look better, but I do like having a fan. And of course the name badge with the holographic print, which love that. Let's now switch to Cleo, who's probably my surprise hit of the bunch. I didn't expect to love this one as much, but she pretty much nailed every element here. The outfit's impeccable, looks very much like Cleo. Love the accessories. Again, the only thing I'm not a fan of is the bump it ponytail, which could easily be remedied. And yeah, maybe the tinsel in the hair, because I just don't really like that in general. Here we really see the cake or dessert motif as well, with like the icing detail at the bottom of the skirt, the balloon, this immaculate makeup that like shimmers in the light. It's really beautiful. I think she has the best makeup of the bunch. You may have some hairs that fall out in the process of unboxing her, and some wrinkles in the hair, which I don't love that part, but okay. So we're seeing the head is soft and squishy as well. She has some cool hair pieces, long, beautiful blue hair, cool shoe detail. It all looks very much like the characters, and it feels kind of high quality with the buckles or button in the back. And they also have just different pieces, like you can put the cage skirt on, you can take it off. They could get different looks from one toy, which I always love as a collector and fan. Cleo also comes with this beautiful set of gloves, which look very high fashion and upscale, and another great accessory to add to your Monster High collection. Here we have an aerial view of Cleo's outfit and some of the accessories. You can see Cleo's body here as well. So again, this is black material, not lined, and no staining on the doll, so that is a big win. And I'll take another look at this beautiful face up with this really cool makeup. And this skirt, in case you wanted to see it, as it would look on Frankie or other dolls. I like this, interchangeability, reusability of the different pieces, and the skirt as it would be on Cleo without her dress. And of course we have this name badge, which I love this type of stuff. And then the accessories, a lipstick, looks like her lips color as well, which is a nice touch. The invitation, cool that it's in the shape of a pyramid. These little touches render this a little more high quality, so I appreciate this type of thing. And it feels thoughtful. Then the purse, and it's printed on both sides. That is always a win. Let's celebrate that. And it opens, which again, another cool touch. And then the little bag for the gift. Right, that little purple thing. All right, pretty cool, pretty happy with these. All right, Monster High, Scary Sweet 1600 birthday set. Altogether, I really liked this set. Thought it was creative, looked like they were all thematically consistent, and it was fun looking at them and interacting with them, which is one of the reasons I really like Monster High, right? It's a fun brand to interact with. You feel like you know the characters. I like talking to other fans as well. Altogether, just a pretty good experience. Hopefully we can keep that creativity. Again, I'm concerned with Mattel cutting all the creative people. There's other ways they could have done it where we don't have to kiss goodbye to the creatives. So curious to see how this all pans out. But I like this line. All the dolls were well articulated. I think the one people were most excited for was Cupid, and she was probably the biggest letdown. It was small things like the color harmony with cool tones and warm tones and certain golds didn't match. Also, her hair was a mess, and she just had way too much going on. I really liked Draculaura, Frankie, Cleo. Cleo's probably a standout for me. Thought it was just a really well done Cleo. Probably the most beautiful Cleo. The subtle makeup where you turn her face and you see all sorts of new glitter and glimmers and gold. Really well done. The only thing I maybe would change, I would definitely change on Cleo is that bump it, because that's a 2012 infomercial, or Ashley Tisdale, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, that type of thing. Really love Draculaura's gloves. I like that they have interchangeability. I can mismatch and swap some of the outfits. The cage elements were neat. There's a lot of fun things here. I kind of want to get another Draculaura, paint the gloves white. Just really cool, fun accessories with everybody. Everyone also came with a lot of accessories and a pretty good price point. Hopefully these won't be affected by the tariffs, these unnecessary tariffs that the orange puppet introduced, but guess we will see. So I would recommend getting these if you're a Monster High fan. Really cool, beautiful fashion, fun characters, fun experience altogether. So that is my review. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment. You know how the algorithm works, and that's the only thing it cares about. So I'd like to keep making videos and keep gaining a following, which makes it worthwhile to make some of the content. If there's anything you'd like to see in the future from me, please let me know, and I am happy to consider making those. I do collect Integrity toys, Monster High, some Barbie. I'm really limiting now though, but fashion dolls altogether are something I enjoy thinking about, interacting with, talking about, reviewing, and so forth. So thank you. I'm the Doll Business, and I will see you next time.